Today I'm canning up some dilly beans. These yield about 4 pints for this recipe, so I'm going to double it and try for 8 pints. I was able to get green beans on sale at Publix, so I went ahead and stocked up, and I'll just throw a little dill, garlic, and red pepper into there as called for in the recipe, along with some 5% acidity vinegar. That's very important to have the 5% for killing off the bacteria, and then the pickling and canning salt. Here I am bringing water to a boil inside of my canner from my husband's grandma, and I'm just doing that so that I can get these jars sterilized. They're already clean, but just like baby bottles, you want to make sure that all the bacteria is killed off so that you don't potentially contaminate when you're canning. Right now I'm just trimming up my green beans. The easiest way for me to do that is to line up the ends, and then I just trim them off with my kitchen shears. Line up the ends again, and then trim the other side. And then I'll set those aside to be washed. So now that I have the green beans all trimmed up, I'm just going to clean them up with this veggie wash that removes all of the waxes, pesticides, and soils. I'm going to wash them up and then I'm going to weigh them out for canning. Now I'm just removing my jars that have been sterilized and pouring off all of the hot water. So we're about ready to can. I also throw all of my lids and rims into hot water, not boiling, but hot enough just to make sure it kills off any bacteria. Then I just remove them and let them sit over here with the jars. I'm bringing 5 cups of water, 5 cups of vinegar, and 1/2 cup of the pickling and canning salt to a boil. All right, so I went ahead and cleaned off the lids of all the jars and the rings as well as the tops with a little vinegar. And I'm just going to place the lids on each one of these. I've already done the ones in the back. And then I just take the lids, apply them to the jar with the ring just finger tight. So not tightened all the way down, but just finger tight. Okay. And now these are ready to be processed in the canner. So I've just placed all of the jars into the canner. I'm going to use the water bathing method. You can water bathe or you can pressure can. This recipe calls for water bathing, and that's different than pressure canning. This allows me to pressure can with this gauge, and I have a weight that I'll set on top, bring it up to the correct pressure if I were pressure canning, but today I'm just water canning, and so I'm just going to allow these to process for 10 minutes in this water bath. And these have bathed for 10 minutes, so now they are ready to come out and cool. These have all come out, and I'm just giving them a little wipe to get the extra moisture off of them. I've already heard 2 or 3 of them pop, so they're just going to sit here for 24 hours overnight until all of them pop. And all that means is that this little indentation, see how it's bouncy there? It'll actually pop, and that means that it's sealed and ready to store.